July 1st, 2018, things took a turn for the best in Laker Nation. The chosen one, the king, the three-time NBA champion LeBron James silently announced that he was joining the Los Angeles Lakers. A guy who once shook up the sports world with a televised decision, who then 4 years later penned a heartfelt letter to Sports Illustrated to announce that he was coming back home, has suddenly went Hollywood with a simple press release and a tweet from Klutch Sports. After Kobe Bryant's finale with 60 points, Laker fans were hoping for a bright future. Drafting Brandon Ingram and Lonzo Ball, one could only hope that this young core that included Julius Randle, Josh Hart, and Kyle Kuzma would develop into the same star-studded cast that OKC or Golden State drafted. Landon the King gave Lakers fans hope that it was only a matter of time before the team raised their 17th banner. When the 2018 season began, there were some struggles. Even LeBron had to remind himself that he knew what he was getting himself into. Then as things started to gel and the Lakers began to have chemistry, LeBron got hurt. The Lakers would eventually fall out of the playoff picture, and for the first time in 9 years, LeBron James would not be making an NBA Finals appearance. And if this wasn't bad enough, Magic Johnson, the man who recruited LeBron to LA, suddenly departed from the team's front office. Was this Los Angeles experiment a mistake? During the offseason, the Lakers shook up a few things. Luke Walton was out as head coach, and Frank Vogel, a man LeBron stopped from making 2 NBA Finals, was in. But the move that changed the course was trading Ball, Hart, and Ingram to New Orleans for all-star forward Anthony Davis. Suddenly, the Lakers are championship contenders. However, there was one more wish, one more free agent they were pursuing. Two-time NBA Finals MVP Kawhi Leonard. After a few days of speculation and rumors flying through the roof, late Friday evening, Leonard announced that he would be joining the rival Los Angeles Clippers. But he wasn't coming alone, as the Clippers acquired all-star Paul George from the Oklahoma City Thunder. Book it. Lakers versus Clippers in the Western Conference Finals. Every NBA talking head said this. The only thing they disagreed on was who would win. The 2019-2020 season was much better than the previous. LeBron and AD found their chemistry despite dropping their first 2 meetings with the Clippers. But then tragedy struck, the unthinkable, a nightmare we all wish we could wake up from. The greatest Laker ever, Kobe Bryant, tragically died in a plane crash with 8 other victims, including his daughter Gianna. And if this wasn't sad enough, it was the night before that LeBron passed Kobe on the all-time scoring list, and Kobe's final tweet was congratulating LeBron for moving the game forward. Do it for Kobe. It was something Lakers fans echoed. Everyone knows that the expectations when you put on the purple and gold is to win championships. They don't hang division banners for a reason. Less than 2 months later, the season was put on hold due to COVID-19. During this break, the country was hit with the racial pandemic as police brutality was brought to light after the deaths of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor. People even questioned if the NBA should resume. After careful consideration, the NBA created a bubble where players, personnel, and reporters will report to Orlando to resume the season. Picking up where the season left off, the Lakers secured the number 1 seed for the first time since 2010, the last time they held the Larry O'Brien. Now the expectations are set. They have one job: win the title. First, they were met with a red-hot Trailblazers team, with the Blazers still in Game 1 thanks to Damian Lillard, activating Dame time, critics began to question if they were even ready. No problem. Lakers went on to win 4 straight. Next up, the Houston Rockets, who were in a battle that went 7 games with the Thunder. After they stole game 1, the Lakers went small, and you guessed it, Lakers went on to win the next 4. On the other side, they wait for the winner of the Clippers and Denver Nuggets. The anticipated Battle of Los Angeles was 1 game away as the Clippers held a 3-1 lead. Magic Johnson even tweeted his excitement about the Battle of LA. The Nuggets had other plans. Just as they did in the first round, they overcame a 3-1 deficit and defeated the Clippers to advance to the conference finals. The Lakers held up their end of the deal. The Clippers didn't. After a blowout in game 1, fans thought a sweep would be the outcome. But with their Mamba jerseys on their back in game 2, down in the 4th quarter, AD hit the game-winning shot to give them a 2-0 lead, making them 3-0 with those jerseys on. The Lakers would go on to win the series 4-1 and earn a trip to the NBA Finals, making this LeBron's 10th Finals appearance. With the goal 4 wins away, the Lakers waited to see who their opponents would be. Would it be their arch nemesis, the Boston Celtics, or would it be LeBron's former team, the Miami Heat? After 6 games, the gritty 5th-seeded Heat, led by Jimmy Butler, advanced, setting up LeBron versus his former coach Eric Spoelstra and GM Pat Riley. In game 1, the Lakers destroyed the Heat, and if that wasn't bad enough, they lost their 2 key players, Bam Adebayo and Goran Dragic. Game 3 came as a wake-up call, as the Heat, led by Butler's 40 points, would win. Adebayo returned in game 4, but LeBron and AD bounced back to put the Lakers within 1 of title number 17. Perhaps a premature celebration before game 5, the Lakers fell short after Danny Green missed a game-winning 3-pointer. Going into game 6, in almost a must-win situation, the Lakers locked in and ready, bounce back, and blow out the Miami Heat. And it is official, LeBron James has etched himself in Lakers history as he and Anthony Davis have won the 17th title in franchise history, tying the Boston Celtics for the most in the NBA. What a way to cap off the longest season. What a way to honor Kobe. Ladies and gentlemen, the Los Angeles Lakers are your 2019-2020 NBA champions.